Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brooklyn Prepper. All right, I'm going to start my little urban series now. All right, I'm going to start off slow, and I'm just going to show you a couple of things. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is my vehicle that I'm going to use when something does happen, how I'm going to get around the city and retrieve my family. So it's really important. So the first order in business that you all should have right now is a plan with your family. You should have a well thought out plan already with your family. All right, where your kids are going to go in case of emergency when they're near their school, where your wife is going to meet you or anybody else, where other family members, how they're going to be getting to your place or whatever the place you're going to be using for your main area of where you're going to get together. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do first now, I'm going to show you the vehicle I'm going to be using to go around and taxi all my family and get them all together and get them back home. All right, so without any further delay, it's time to go. All right, guys, this is the moped right over here that I keep out my job, right? So in the case of event, anything happened, right? A major earthquake or a bad storm or solar flare or EMP, anything that you could imagine, I could take this moped here, right? And I could get around the whole city with no problem. I got a full tank of gas in there that will give me 70 miles, right, for 1 gallon of gas, right? So this is basically going to be my transportation. And my first order of business is going to be, right, is I'm going to ride and pick up my children, right? Once I get my children picked up and drop them off at my house, right, where by that time my brother, right, will be meeting me at my house in a Shtf situation. Right, so that's basically how I'm going to get around. I'm going to go get my children first, and after my children are safe, right, and the whole family planned this out, where everybody's going to meet, right, and after that, then I'm going to go get my wife, right. She works in Manhattan, but our plan is she's close enough to the Brooklyn Bridge, she could walk over the Brooklyn Bridge, right. If we had a blackout a few years ago, right, and that's what everybody was doing. Nobody was able to drive over the bridge, and it was just a blackout. You know, the traffic was horrendous because of the blackout. And my wife walked over the Brooklyn Bridge where I was able to retrieve her. Right, so our plan, me and my wife, is the same thing. Once my kids are safe and they link up, and I got my brother linked up with my children and at my house, right, then I'm going to go get my wife, right, and I'm going to drive down to the Brooklyn Bridge and meet her at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. Right, so that's basically our plan. But I'm going to show you right now how long I'm going to time everything, how long it's going to take me to get from my workplace, right, to get my kids, right, and then drop them off and then get back to the Brooklyn Bridge. This is something I basically need to know, which my time frame in this situation. And I'm going to try to do that ride and during about 4 o'clock during rush hour, because there's always a lot of traffic, so it would be good to simulate a lot of traffic as I'm doing this. Alright, so I just wanted to show you one thing. This is my bag, right? This is the bag I keep at work. You know, it's my get home bag. I don't keep anything special in it, right? The only thing I really keep in it is water, a jacket, right? Just in case it's raining or anything, or it's a little cold, right? And I keep this, the most important thing. In here is I got a flashlight, I got a whistle, I got extra batteries, and I got a radio. Now, everybody in my family has one of these with them. They're in my kids' school bags, they're in my wife's bag, right? So in the case of emergency, they all know how to get to which station to go to on the radio. They know how to turn it on, they know how to open the bag up, and God forbid if there's a solar flare or EMP, right, where the radio is not going to work, that's where the whistle comes in. And we got a set code of whistles. So when I get close to the area where I think they're going to be, I'm going to start doing my code on my whistle and listen for their reply, so I can link up with my family and get them as quickly as possible. So remember, it's a little package like this, in your kid's school bag, in your wife's bag, and in your bag, always keep with you, can mean that, you know, finding your family members in 10 minutes or taking hours to locate. So remember, like I said in my other videos, if you missed it, right, it's got a whistle in it, it's got a flashlight, it has a radio. And make sure everybody in the family is planned out of how to use these items. Right, so that's one thing that's very important. Sorry guys. And as I do video, life goes on. As I was saying, make sure you have your plan set out. Talk to your family now before it's too late, and have your designated spots. My kids know where to go if something happens when they're at school. We planned that out already. My son knows where to go, my daughter knows where to go, my wife knows where to meet, and that's what's going to make it so much easier. First order of business, if there's no EMP or solar flare, which I hope to God never happens, but if it does happen, that means the radio's not going to work, so I'm going to have to fall back on the whistle. Okay? So that's very important, keep that in mind. That's all I keep in this bag. I keep water, I keep a jacket, right? And I keep my radio, my whistle, my little pack. Alright? That's all I need to get home. I don't need to have 100 things in this bag. I don't need sleeping bags, I don't need camouflage, I don't need machine guns or nothing. I just need to get my family, get them home, right? And then I can start setting up my my shop at home, right? So like I said, this is the bike I'm going to be using to pick everybody up. I can ride people on the back. It's good for two-seater, right? It's a 1977 moped, right? You can find them online, right? Cheap enough, right? Most of the time you can find them. The engines are still good. They're great. Right? And all they might need is gaskets and maybe a little bit of a head job, some rings or something. And once you get these things going, they last forever. Right? Like I said, this is 1977. All I did was I put a new gasket in, I put new studs for the engine here, and I put new tires on it. And I got a great vehicle to get me around the city, quick and easy, in and out of traffic. Right? And they're light enough too. Right? I wouldn't want to try to carry this thing, but you can. Pick them up if need to be. If you really are desperate to get over stuff, you can lift these things up. They're a little heavy than a bike, right? But they're definitely a good vehicle, right? Same thing with my gas engine bike. I'm planning on using that too. That's light. That's for my long way getaway. Use those things because they're light and you can carry them over obstacles and everything, whatever gets in the way. Alright guys, so I'm going to keep on moving with this series. I'm going to show you what I'm doing and everything else. So I hope you enjoy the ride. Okay guys, what's up? Alright, so now I'm going to be doing my timing. Alright, I'm taking the Shtf moped. I get about 20 miles per hour out of her. Right, I get about 65 to 70 miles per gallon. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to be driving down to the Brooklyn Bridge, going from point A to point B to go pick up my wife, and I'm going to time how long that takes me. So it's a good idea to really get your timing down also on your plan, so you know how long all this is going to take you to retrieve your family. You know, things could get in your way and everything else, so you got to take that consideration. You know, that's why it's important. I showed you about the radio and the whistle. It's important to have communications with your family. Alright, so I'll take you guys for a little ride going down towards the Brooklyn Bridge to retrieve my wife. I'm not actually retrieving her, it's a test run. Okay. Below that light. Alright guys, so this is right now, I'm in downtown Brooklyn. All right, heading towards the Brooklyn Bridge. All right, so the ride is going good. The moped's running fine. And from my workplace to the Brooklyn Bridge ain't too bad, you know. Really gotta have your plan made out in the beginning, so you can have all your routes timed down and know where everybody's going. You understand? Below another red light. Taxi. Little bumpy here in Brooklyn. There we go. All right, I made it to the Brooklyn Bridge. All right, let me park this bad boy over here. All right, guys, it wasn't that bad. And look what I got in front of me. I got the NYPD in front of me. All right, here's the Brooklyn Bridge. Let me show you guys. Hold on. All right, without getting myself killed. There we go. We got the Brooklyn Bridge. All right. So there's a crosswalk. You see where all the bikers are over there? You could walk over the Brooklyn Bridge. Okay, and you get yourself down here. So my plan is here, right, to meet my wife on Tillery Street, right over here. You know, just a little bit further down is the entrance to the Brooklyn Bridge. I'll take you down there and I'll show you. There you go, and that's the roadway to the Brooklyn Bridge. Go way down that way. Okay? Be right back. Alright guys, you can see there's the Brooklyn Bridge. My wife is going to have to walk over that bridge right there. Very old bridge. All right, and like where I show you where those bicycle guys are coming out, that's where you're going to be walking. It will lead you out down to that area. Hey, maybe some of you trolls should take this to heart. See what that says? That's for all you trolls out there, all you haters. Read that. Alright guys, see, this was phase 1 of my operation here. This is phase 1 of my plan. Like I said, having a well thought out plan beforehand is going to mean the meaning of life and death for a lot of people. Alright, so my phase 1 of my plan is to retrieve my family. I got the moped, right? I was able to get down to the Brooklyn Bridge fairly quickly, about 25 minutes, right? But in an SHT situation, right, it might take a little bit longer, so you gotta have that all accountable. My wife knows where to be once she gets over the Brooklyn Bridge. So the Brooklyn Bridge is behind us over there. You just walk yourself down. She's gonna meet me right where I said, on Tillery Street over there, right in the corner. I could pick her up, scoop her up, bang, I'm out of there, right? And I didn't record my route that I used to go to my kids' schools, right? Because, you know, it's fairly quick. All right, so I know how to do that right away. So, but you got to remember that the radios, the whistles, all those things are important, right? And if you don't put that into your plan now, you're going to wind up kicking yourself in the rear end later on. So get off your butt, get yourself planned. So this is phase 1 of my plan, retrieving my family. Okay, so like I said, the moped worked great. Did about 25 miles per hour. In a bad situation, you know, I'm not going to worry about stop signs and red lights and all that. I did blow some, right? But I'm not going to worry about all that nonsense. I'm just going to get there as quickly as I can. I was able to go in and out of traffic fairly quickly. All right, so and that was that. And so I hope you enjoyed it. So remember, phase 1 of your plan, retrieving your family. That's the most important part of your plan, right? So on my next video is going to be phase 2, where I'll be able to show you how you're going to set your house up and how to get ready, how to go out there and get more provisions, where you're not going to tap in to your supply right away. You know, hold on a second. Okay. No, passano di qua, dai. Okay. Got the racing team here. How you doing?
Hi.
How are you? It's New York. What can I tell you? All right, guys. So remember, I know I might be repeating myself, but it's really important. The family part is the most important part of your whole plan. All right. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm coming out with phase 2 real soon. Okay. So I'm going to show you how the house gets set up, how we go out and start getting provisions without tapping into our supplies yet, and the best places to get provisions, right, when the SHTF happens. All right, guys, so live for today, prep for tomorrow, look out for phase 2.